Murray State head coach Dean Hood. The Racers fell at number 21 ranked Southeastern Louisiana this past week. A team with a number in front of them this week, number 14 UT Martin. That'll be at home on Saturday afternoon. So, Coach, some thoughts on your team, and then we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, Southeast Louisiana was, a really good football team. We knew that going in. Watched the film from the week before. They'd beat number 5 team, I think, in the country, and in Incarnate Word. So we knew they were a heck of a football team. Thought our guys fought really hard. I mean, the end score really wasn't indicative of the game. A football game's 4 quarters. You got to play 4 quarters if you want to have a chance to win. We played 3 quarters. It was a 1-possession game in the 4th quarter. So I thought our guys did a really good job of battling and being in the game and having a chance, in the 4th quarter. As you said, I got another team with a number in front of it. And, they look really, really good. Coach Simpson is one of the best coaches in the country, and his guys will be ready. And, he's got a lot of talent, at the running back that we've seen several times. The quarterback's, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception. Best wide receiver and in the conference, maybe in the country at this level, and number 15, and then loaded back up again on defense with the front 7 being really good, back end guys really active. So I mean it'd be a heck of a challenge for us.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go to some questions. John, if you want to start, go ahead.
I absolutely will. Dean, it's good to see you this morning. In spite of everything y'all been through, y'all have a chance to crank a big one this week. You got a big fish coming in here. You can put them in the boat. That'd be a big thing for y'all in the turn the season around, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no question. I mean, you talk about a team that won the league last year preseason to pick the league, win the league again this year, and you look at their first 4 games. They're rolling. So it's a big time challenge for us. Big time opponent coming into our stadium.
Dean, if I may follow up. I can't imagine anyone in FCS has had a harder schedule than y'all right now. Is it helping y'all?
It don't look like it.
I know, but still, y'all got some of the guys who, maybe weren't supposed to play as early as they are, getting time. This is helping them with their development. It's not.
Oh yeah. I mean, no question. You're getting guys that, that if Spoon is, healthy, maybe and Q Jennings is healthy, maybe you don't know about Northington, and he's come on the scene and done really, really well. And, if DJ hadn't gotten hurt, then, you probably didn't see, Stinson out there. Tez Brooks didn't hurt. You probably didn't see, Q Mays have the game he had, last week. So, no question. And same thing on defense. Eric Samuta's out, and, everybody's talking about how many tackles, Goatley had and Nick Walker, so, I mean, we've been fortunate with our guys that have stepped up with a great next man up mentality. And no question that's, going to help you for the future when you get more guys. If those guys get back and get healthy, then now you've got other guys, that have game experience.
One more question. I know the final scores, like you said, it was not indicative of the game. Y'all were a 3rd and 6 stop away from probably having a chance to take the lead late in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, no question.
Are those final scores grating on this team though, or is it really bothering them?
Oh yeah, it bothers them. I mean, they want to win, and they're working hard to win, and that's one of the the tough things about football is it's a lot like life. So I mean, you can want to as bad as you want to, and work as hard as you want to work, and sometimes things don't work out. And that's tough pill to swallow. In football and in life, so our guys aren't happy. They want to win. I tell them, and it's the truth, that the scoreboard don't attach your self-image and self-worth to the scoreboard, because the scoreboard can be a liar. You can lose a game and not be a loser. Our kids are winners. They are working their tails off and working hard. There's zero quit in them, and they've gone to the finish in every game, even when the game is out of hand. They're still battling. So, adversity doesn't build character, it reveals character. And our kids have really shown, what kind of human beings they are, what kind of football players they are, what kind of teammates they are by, how they've battled through a very tough, first half of the season.
So is there a side of you that says if y'all could win this one this week, that could
Oh,
really
yeah.
make all that disappear a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you get a win that cures a lot of ills, So, I mean, there's not a team on our schedule that we can't beat. There's not a team on our schedule that can't beat us. So you got to prepare every week. Doesn't matter, 0-5, 5-0. You're preparing for this thing like it's the Super Bowl.
All right, appreciate it, Dean.
Yeah.
Jake,
Coach,
go ahead with any questions.
Yeah, Coach, you just mentioned 0-5 or 5-0. At this point, is it too late to save the season?
No, it's never too late to save the season. I mean, every single game is a life in and of itself. So, you want to win the game, and it's just our second conference game. So, but it doesn't matter. Every single game is a new fourth quarter, and you got to prepare that way. So, I mean, you're talking about, it's halfway through the season, but this is only our second conference game. So there's no question that, the season, a lot of season left to play. You can save the season, you can do better, you can finish better in the second half. We were 3-5 going in the last 3 ball games last year, and ended up pulling out a winning season, which was a big accomplishment.
So, yeah, I know you touched on it a few moments ago where, you guys are in position to make this competitive, and then it maybe gets away from you late. And you mentioned the players were upset with the way the results are going. How much frustration is there knowing that the team hasn't been able to close out a game the way you would have liked them to?
Yeah, it's frustrating. All our guys are frustrated, but the good thing about it is they've kept their poise. They have not shown any signs of hey, it's not me that's messing this thing up. This guy's making a mistake. That guy's making a mistake, and throwing your helmet and putting your hands up. Our guys are just grinding and trying to find a way to be the best that they can possibly be to help their football team. So that's been encouraging that, guys have taken ownership on, hey, we got to play better. We got to make this play or that play down the stretch in order to give ourselves a chance to win, and not, blaming somebody or something else.
How often does your team go into the mindset of, okay, we're going to play spoiler, we're the underdog? Is that at all a motivational factor, or it's just not really a concern?
I've never talked about it.
I was just curious, just going up against ranked teams. I mean, I know John mentioned a moment ago about the tests that you're playing, and you kind of joked and said maybe so far it's not working out. But is there something, is there anything in your mind that says, hey, in order to be the best, we want to play the best?
Well, I mean, I don't make the schedule. I just, whatever's on the schedule, that's where we go, or we, make plans and go out there and just looking at, themselves, those guys schematically, and looking at them from a talent standpoint of a position and where you may be able to find an edge. You're not looking at, their ranking or, what their record is. I think you can get in a lot of trouble, on both ends of the stick if you're looking at, what their ranking is and what their record is. I mean, you're looking at what do they do schematically? What do you do? Is there anywhere in there you can gain a competitive advantage? How can you get your kids in the best position to be able to make a play? And then you're looking at, matchups.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Dean, I've got some follow-ups. Was Witherspoon 100% the other night, or is he still gimpy?
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was 100%, but he looked a heck of a lot more like himself. In the Sailor game, we tried to play him the week before, and he wasn't himself. He's such a tough kid and a competitor that, kept saying to him in the EIU game, hey, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, coach, I'm fine, but, he really wasn't. We could tell by the way, he was reacting when he was running the ball, it just wasn't himself. I thought we had about a 90%, Spoon there last week, and was productive, especially, in the first half. I thought he did a really good job. He's going to give you 100% every single game, but he was closer to 100% this past week, no question.
What about Northington? What about Q? And what about Samuda and Luan?
Yeah, Northington was banged up. That's unfortunate because, would have been good to get a kind of 1-2 punch in there. So, his was a shoulder. We'll see as the week goes. It's be our first day, back in pads. So, we'll know for sure then, and then same thing with Samuda, we'll know a little more today when we're banging him around Lawan got an X-ray, and everything was good. We were concerned about that. About his foot there, ankle area, where he'd had some trouble before. But we won't know a whole lot, other than it was negative. It was a good report we got from the doctor that was a negative deal. We'll see how he runs around today, and if he runs around.
What does Samuda have? A shoulder?
Yeah, Samuda was just, he was just really banged up, right there at the tail end of the EIU game.
Okay. Very good.
Well, Coach, appreciate your time this morning. Best of luck on Saturday, and we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, thank you.
Dean,